Hi, I'm Jessie Abbott, your host of Valley News Now, and I have with me the lovely Paige, the president of FM Youth Rugby, and I have Corey, who is the technical coordinator.
Technical director,
but
technically it doesn't matter.
Technically it doesn't matter, I like that. So we're here to talk about FM Youth Rugby going on. You started in 2019 and we had them on North Dakota today. I was lucky enough to get to interview them there, so you can see that segment as well. But there's never enough time there, so we got to talk more about rugby in general. And so we were kind of talking, maybe first off, let's talk about what rugby is.
Yeah, so, well, I'll just get right to the point. Rugby is the best sport ever. But really, at its heart, rugby is a very simple sport. It's kind of like sharks and minnows. Do you remember that game?
Yes, I do.
Where all the minnows are on one side and the sharks on the other side, and the minnows have to get to the other side.
Yeah.
Right? And that's as simple as it is. Well, rugby's like that too. You have a ball, and I'm going to bring it to that side, and I'm going to score points.
Okay.
And you have to try to stop me. So bring it on.
There we go.
Right?
I like simple. I can follow those rules.
And I mean, if you ever go to like a park or, playground, you see kids playing some variation of this just naturally. They gravitate to this. They're always playing tag. They're running around, chasing each other and whatnot. So naturally, people and the kids, they kind of gravitate to this type of sport.
Definitely.
It's also a sport where you get to do a lot of different things, right?
That is really cool. We talked about that a little bit on North Dakota today, but to talk about that again, that it's different from other sports too, that you have to have a certain build or you have to be a certain height. And so talk about that.
Yeah, here, Paige, I'll let you talk about that one.
So with rugby, it's very inclusive. So you can be any size, any shape. So you have a lot of like the bigger, taller kids that like to hit people a little bit more, or you got the smaller kids that are fast and like to weave in and out and run that ball.
Yeah.
So with rugby, it's a really big sport that anybody can play. So that's what we like to promote, is that anybody can play this sport and that there's an opportunity for you in this game.
That's amazing. And you were telling me before too that, these bigger guys, they usually don't get to handle the ball in other sports.
Yeah, so I coach a lot at the college level as well, and so I'll see some of these larger players or larger students, we'll say, and typically they were maybe the linemen, right? And so they just got to do the blocking, and everybody else got to have the glory, right? And they were like, "No, you're doing all the work, though," right? And so I say, "Hey, you want to run the ball? Do you want to score a touchdown?" And they're like, "What?" And so they just get so excited about that. And so it's an easy way to recruit some of those players who have always dreamt of having the opportunity to score a touchdown, but never got the opportunity to do that.
Like you said, that gets all the glory, while the blockers are like, really, we made that possible for you.
Yeah,
but okay.
Right, exactly.
Well, it is awesome. So we're going to bring you over to the website. Since you are most likely looking online, and you always think, I'm going to go look at that later, just go look right now. So open another tab, and it's fmyouthrugby.org, and I'm going to let Paige drive there, or let's see, make sure I got my mouse on there.
Yeah, so right when you get here, the first thing that we're promoting right now is our elementary division. So our elementary division is K through 6, and it is just tag rugby. We don't actually do tackle rugby at this level.
Nice.
And we are just finishing up the summer season. We have one more day on Wednesday, but then we'll be moving into the fall season. And the fall season is going to be in October. It starts on Mondays, October 2nd. So if you look down in here, you can see some of the information about the program. Registration by September 15th. There is multiple links that you can go in to click into. We partner with West Fargo Parks for all of our elementary division. So you can actually find this on our website, or you can find it on the West Fargo Parks registration website as well. So yeah, if you click into here, you can register and get your kids signed up for this. And right now, like I said, registration is currently open. It's $35 for a participant. So we try to keep the cost really low, especially because a lot of people are just getting used to this sport.
Yeah, it's nice that you don't have to invest a ton. And I saw, requirements of equipment, just athletic clothes and shoes.
Yep. You don't even need to have cleats. I mean, if you have cleats, it's helpful because you can plant and move around, but you don't need to have cleats.
Which is great. Yeah, so mom and dad are going, thank you.
Yeah, I mean,
$35 and things they already own.
Yeah,
wonderful.
That's one of the beauties of the sport. It's kind of like soccer in that, like, you don't really even need shoes. Sometimes you see in other countries of players just playing their bare feet on the grass, right? And all they need is the ball. All they need is the ball, and they can just play.
That's awesome. I love it. Let's go to your Facebook, too. And so we're going to pop on Facebook as well. Like I said, it's just easy to do it right now while we're here. So we were looking at some pictures, but I will let Paige go there.
So on our Facebook, we try to put a lot of the pictures that we had from the last season. So we have some of our middle school players here. This is Mighty Mullet, he
Oh,
likes to be
oh, I
called.
love that.
So obviously you can tell by all of these that there's a lot of different sizes on the team, and that they have a lot of different skill set between everybody. So we actually just had our banquet here a couple weeks ago where we actually had 90 people come to our banquet.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this was all made
Wow.
possible by the Red River Ruffians, the Rough Riders, the NDSU men and women's teams, and then Moorhead men and women's teams as well. So because we have those great sponsors, we're able to host events like this for all of our players. So this is just really a great way to show what we have or what our kids do on Facebook here.
It is awesome. I mean, just the athleticism that you see there and the camaraderie too. It looks like, looks like there's a team spirit there, a family kind of atmosphere, which is just a fun thing. I think as a mom, again, you want those people in your kids' lives that are mentors that aren't you, because, whatever mom says is kind of, but if, Coach Corey says it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it is such a team-oriented sport. You have 15 players on the field for any one team, right?
Wow.
And you really require every single person to be working in collaboration towards that same common goal. And the friendships that you create off of those teams, they're my lifelong friends that I still have right now. They were in my wedding. I'll be in their weddings.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
So they're my lifelong friends now.
You're tight. You make those connections, and that doesn't go away.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think too, we talk about this, but I don't think it can be talked about too much. The lessons that you learn in sports and working as a team just bleed over into the rest of your life. So much, working on a goal together. I mean, you never have to do that at work, right? Being able to lift each other up and see strengths and cover weaknesses in others. It's kind of what life is all about.
Yeah, absolutely. That collaboration. And something else that's really unique in rugby too is just the poise that a lot of the players take on. Celebrating is great, but in rugby that's kind of frowned upon. You can celebrate like your typical celebration, but making a show or display of it,
not
and
go too crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good for the other team to have them just dancing in your face, right? And in rugby, you come back with a lot of poise, and the best way, we teach our players hey, after you score a touchdown or a try is what we call it.
Okay.
Just walk back and celebrate with our team. You don't have to, make a public display in front of everybody else.
That's cool. Very respectful.
Yeah.
Very different from what we're used to sometimes.
Yeah, there's a huge community of respect in rugby. One of the things that I love so much about it.
I bet that really helps too with, we think of, parents that get overly excited or whatever. Well, if you're diffusing that from the beginning, that probably kind of squelches some some too.
Yeah. We hope. Parents are hard to hold back sometimes. But
I definitely was never that way. No, not at all. Well, you've got some students here today too.
Yeah.
Some amazing rugby players. Come on in. We're just going to be casual and switch on in.
So
all right.
I also coach the middle school team, and these are a couple of our middle school players.
Thank you guys for being here today, getting up early. I'm just going to clip you, and then this will pick up the both of you.
Well,
okay,
sweet.
Nice. So would you like to introduce yourself first?
I'm Kelly.
Nice to meet you. And tell me what you love about rugby.
I really do love the tackling in it, but I also love the people and the team.
Awesome. I love, and what an opportunity, really as women, do we really get to tackle very often, but I remember playing powder puff football one time, and I was like, oh yeah, I like this. So I'm glad you get that opportunity. And then this is?
Anakin, well, I just kind of blanked out.
Yeah, that's right. That happens to me all the time, yes.
My favorite thing about rugby is I get to hit people.
Nice.
That's the big thing.
Nice. Well, we have those feelings, right? And it's nice to have them in a constructive place other than just, I don't know if you have a brother. Anakin, do you have a brother?
No, I have an older sister, though.
Oh, you have an older sister. Well, there might be some of that there, too. I don't know. But I had 2 boys in my house, and the amount of wrestling and sitting on each other's heads and stuff that there was just a lot.
Probably. Yeah. That must be entertaining.
Yeah. We should have had them in rugby for sure.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. Well, awesome, you guys. So when, tell me where you are in a season or when you're what you're doing right now in rugby. Are you on a break or do you practice?
Right now, actually, we're our player assistants and helping coaching little kids.
Oh, wow. Look at that. My goodness. There's just a plethora of things we could talk about. So how do you like that? Being able to help out with what you've learned?
I think it's very entertaining watching the little kids learn and grow.
Yeah.
So they like learn the game, and then they get into it, and then they could probably go up to where we are, and it's entertaining that I know that they're probably going to be, well, good at the game.
Right. And you feel, I'm sure you feel proud too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being here. And you guys as well, Paige and Corey, thank you so much. And like I said, make sure you watch their spot on North Dakota Today as well. We're going to get them all hooked up. So we've got youthrugby.org. We'll make sure to put these links up. fmyouthrugby.org. And on Facebook, it is FM Youth Rugby as well. And again, thank you. Thanks for being here. All right. And I'm Jessie, your host of Valley News Now.